In this video, you will learn to find the perimeter of a shape, and you'll also learn to find an unknown side measurement given the perimeter. So first off, we need to understand what the word perimeter means. So perimeter, by definition, is the distance around a polygon. And to do this, we can simply add up the lengths of all the sides. So for example here, we have a triangle with lengths of 5 meters, 5 meters, and 7 meters for the three sides. So to find the distance around this triangle, we just add the side lengths, 5 plus 5 plus 7. That gives you 17. So the perimeter for this first triangle would be 17 meters. Next, we have another picture where now we have decimals. And again, same thing. To find the perimeter, or the distance around this polygon, we must add up each of these side lengths. So we add up 8 plus 9 plus 8.5 plus 3.5. So 8 plus 9 is 17. 8.5 plus 3.5. 8 plus 3 is 11. And the two halves give you one more. That's going to be 12. So 8.5 plus 3.5 is 12. And you add 17 plus 12 to get 29. So the perimeter of this quadrilateral is 29 inches. Why don't you try this next one on your own? What is the perimeter of this shape? So to do this, you'd want to add up the side lengths. So we add up the 6, the 5, the 3, the 7, and the 12. So if you add this up, we get 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. 21 plus 12 is 33. So the perimeter, or the distance around this shape, is 33 inches. Now this is a way we can figure out the perimeter of any polygon, just in general, but there are quicker ways sometimes for specific types of polygons. So the next type of examples we're going to look at is regular polygons. Now remember, regular polygons by definition means each side length is the same. Side length and angle measures are all the same. So to answer the perimeter in a quicker way, what we do is we take the number of sides and multiply by the length of each side. So for example here, it's a regular triangle. Each side is the same. We know that because of these little tick marks that are drawn through each side. So we know that each side is the same length. And if each side is the same, and there's 3 sides, we just do 4 times 3 to get a total of 12. So the perimeter is 12 centimeters. We could go the long way. We could add up 4 plus 4 plus 4, and that would give you 12 as well. But quicker way is multiplying by 3, because there's 3 sides, each being 4 centimeters in length. Next example, we have a quadrilateral. So this would be a square, more specifically, where each side is the same length. And there's 4 sides here, so we take 4 times 6 to get a total of 24 meters. And that's your perimeter. That's the distance around this square. Why don't you try the next one? Here we have a pentagon. So what is the perimeter of this shape? Well, we have 5 sides. Each side is 3 inches. So 5 times 3 would give you 15 inches. So the perimeter would be 15 inches. That is the length, or the distance, all the way around this pentagon. One more. What if we had 6 sides, and each side is 8.2 feet? Well, we have 6 times 8.2, and when you do this, you have 8.2 times 6, so you do 6 times 2 to get 12. You take the 2, carry the 1. 6 times 8 plus 1 gives you 49. And our decimal point goes over one place because there's one digit here after our decimal point. So the solution is going to be 49.2 feet. So notice this is quicker than trying to add up each side by itself. It's like here, this last one, you have to do 8.2 plus 8.2 plus 8.2. Do that 6 times. It's going to take much longer. So it's quicker with regular polygons if you multiply the number of sides by the length of each side. The next type we have is rectangles. So rectangles, there's a shortcut here as well. So for example, if we had this rectangle where the length is 8 inches and the width is 5 inches. So like we said, we could just add up all the side lengths. So the top and the bottom would be the same, and the left and the right would be the same. All right, that's going to be true for any rectangle. So we could add up the 8 plus 8 and the 5 plus 5. That would give you 16 plus 10, or 26. So that's the long way. Another way we could do this is realize that we have two lengths, so two of these 8s, and then we have two widths. So to find the perimeter, we can do 2 times length plus 2 times width, because we have two lengths and two widths. So two lengths, we have two 8s, so you do 2 times 8, and then two widths, you have two 5s, so 2 times 5. So we have 16 plus 10, which would give you 26. So again, same answer as adding them up separately, but this could be a little bit quicker for you. And there's actually a third way you can think through this. Instead of 2 lengths plus 2 widths, what we can do is we can realize that if we add up 5 plus 8, if we add up the length and the width together, that's 13, and then multiply that by 2, that's the same thing, because there's 2 of those. We have to double that to get the other 2 sides. So another way of thinking of this is we can do 2 times the length plus the width. So we do length plus width first to get 13, and then multiply by 2, which would also give you 26 inches. And notice for a moment the similarity between this formula and this formula. If you take the second formula, we've learned how to distribute in the past. We can distribute the 2 to both terms. So we have 2 times L plus 2 times the W, which notice that is what we have over here, 2L plus 2W. So they're really the same thing. The one is the distributed form of the other equation. So this has 3 different ways you can do it, but we're going to try to work on practicing with one of these second 2 methods right here. So here's another example. You can try this one on your own and see how you do. Find the perimeter of this rectangle. All right, so again, there's 3 ways you can do this. You can add up each side separately. So the long way, you would have, this is 7 inches, this is 3 inches. You do 7 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3. That gives you 14 plus 6, which is 20. So the perimeter is 20 inches, but we again want to get practice with the other methods, the other formulas. So method 2 is we do 2 lengths plus 2 widths. So we have 2 7s, so we have 2 times 7, and then we have 2 widths, so 2 times 3, so we have 2 3s, and then do it like that. So we have 2 times 7 is 14, 2 times 3 is 6, 14 plus 6 gives you 20. So here the perimeter would be 20 inches. And the third method is we can add up the length and the width and then multiply that by 2. So 2 times parentheses length plus width. So length plus width would be 7 plus 3, which gives you 10. So what we have is 2 times 10, which again would still equal 20 inches. So you can use any of these methods, but with rectangles you want to be familiar with how to use these shortcuts where you use the formulas. So either of these would work. Now to finish off this lesson, we want to be able to find an unknown side measurement given the perimeter. For example, here we have a quadrilateral. We're given 3 sides to be 3 inches, 5 inches, and 6 inches. And the perimeter is 19 inches. And our objective is to find this missing side length. So to do this, we can think through this as an equation where we realize that if we add 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus this unknown side that we'll call x, that total will equal 19. So we have a little equation. 19, the perimeter, equals 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus this unknown measurement. Well, what is 3 plus 5 plus 6? That's going to be 14. So 19, the perimeter, equals 14 plus something. So 14 plus what gives you 19? That's going to be 5, right? 14 plus 5 is 19. If you didn't see that, what we could do is we can get rid of the 14 by doing the opposite of adding, which is subtracting. So if we subtract 14 from both sides, we now have x equals 19 minus 14, which gives you 5. So the missing side length, again, would be 5 inches. Let's look at one more example. Here we have this triangle, and the perimeter is 30 inches. Now to answer this question, we need to understand the fact that the left and the right side here, when it's got that little tick mark on it, that means those sides are congruent, or the same length. So if the left is 9 meters, then this right side over here would also be 9 meters. So again, we can create a little equation. We have the 9 and 9, and then this unknown side length. They will all add together to equal 30. So 30 would equal 9 plus x. Well, what is 9 plus 9? That's 18. And then 18 plus what gives you 30? That's going to be 12. And again, if you don't know that, we can calculate or solve by getting rid of this 18. And we do that by moving it over, away from x. And we do that by subtracting, which is the opposite of the addition. When you subtract, that cancels on the right side. Then we have 30 minus 18, which gives you 12. So x, this missing side length, is going to be 12 meters. So in this lesson, we have learned how to calculate the perimeter for any polygon in general, and we've learned how to find it more specifically with regular polygons, and then also with rectangles. And then to finish off, we learned how to find the unknown side measurement given the perimeter. And that concludes our lesson for today. We will see you next time.